Now, if there's a move we see top professionals do that amateur golfers do not do at all, and that is how they start the downswing and in their mid downswing with their chest flexing down like this. If you want to compress the ball, you have to do that. You're not going to do it being upright like this. So let's talk about it, and let's talk about how to get this move into your golf swing so you can compress the golf ball easily. So I'm Jonathan Chown with JChownGolf. Start right into it. Now, like we said in the intro, there is a move we see top players do. All top players go that far out to say that, because they certainly do. And that is the chest flexing down, getting closer to the ground, start of the downswing and mid downswing there. So what that does, that will help your body get into more forward bend. That's what that movement is. And that is a key component to rotation going through the golf ball. So if you want to rotate and have your rotation result in compression, which it should do, you need to get that chest going closer to the ground. If you wondered how top players all squat in the downswing as well, one of the big reasons is their chest goes down in transition and turn and extend through. But we never see amateur golfers do this. Most amateur golfers never even think about what the chest should be doing in mid and early downswing. We see so many people with an upright chest just like this, with hardly any forward movement at all. And then a lot of golfers, especially if they hook the golf ball, they're wondering why they hook it, because if your chest is staying up like this, your swing path is going to be moving massively from the inside. There needs to be this movement going down of the chest to be able to compress the ball properly. So like we said, this is called forward bending in the downswing. Forward bending, where you're getting closer to the ground, you're bending forward. All top players, like we said, we see it. And ultimately, we only have 3 bending movements in the golf swing. We have 3, but a lot of you out there would only think we have 1, and that is, of course, what's talked about in so many YouTube videos, usually at the wrong time in the swing as well, is the right side bend. But to be able to have an efficient golf swing, we need to have 3 bends, and if we utilize them properly, you're going to see it really forms quite a good golf swing. So backswing, we have our left side bend. We're crunching our left side as we're turning. That gives us our shoulder tilt. What does that turn into in the downswing? That turns into forward bend. And then you can see that gets me to about shaft parallel to the ground. And then from there, I right side bend. So you can see I haven't done anything else, haven't tried to do anything else other than those bends. And I got into good positions all the way through. So we need to have that chest getting closer to the ground here, because that will help us manage that club, get that club a little bit more in control of our pivot, so then we can apply our right side bend at the right time and easily compress the golf ball. So if we're staying way too vertical with that upper body, getting up to the top okay and staying vertical, that club's going to be moving too much on the inside and it's not going to be getting close enough to the ground unless we have an excessive amount of right side bend. But then if we swing like that, we're not going to be compressing the golf ball one bit. So let's talk about a drill and how to get it into your swing. So a drill you've all seen a lot on my channel if you watch it quite a bit is the stick underneath the right arm drill. So what we're doing here, just stick underneath the right arm, a lot of the stick coming out on the front here. What are we doing with this? What are we doing with this stick drill? Ultimately, we're just caring about where this points doing this drill, where this bit here points. Because if I get up to the top of the backswing, and now I start down in my downswing and I stand up and my chest stays tall, you're going to see how this stick starts to point directly in front of me. Where if I then shift my focus into thinking, I want this stick pointing down towards the ground, diagonally down towards the ground, then my chest is going down. I'm getting that kind of covering the golf ball type of sensation there. So, and then as I start to get to that shaft parallel to the ground, then that stick can start to point up as we go through, but that will start to happen naturally. Again, something I say a lot to my online students on SKILLEST, you don't have to think of everything in the downswing. Top players in the world aren't thinking of everything. We always talk about movements they do, that if you don't do them, you can think about to get into your golf swing. Do not have to think of absolutely every single point of the downswing, because they're certainly not. I can guarantee you they're pretty much thinking of almost nothing, maybe something that's very unique to them. So, stick pointing down, and then turn through that golf ball. So get that stick pointing down towards the ground as you are performing your downswing. So guys, a little break in the video here to talk about the new course I have just made, and it's called the Guide to Shallowing the Golf Club in the Downswing. So if you like my rotation course, but you wanted something a little bit more in depth for shallowing the golf club, or you just want to shallow the golf club, you're frustrated that you can't do it, all the knowledge is going to be in that course. So it's going to be everything about how to shallow it via your variable movements, all the different variables to shallow it, how to match it up with your specific grip, how to practice properly to be able to do it, which is well so many of you do not do right. So all of that's going to be in the course, and it's going to be in two places. First place is going to be Thinkific. So that's a website. I'll put a link down in the description. You can watch it on a big screen. So it's not going to only be on an app for now, like the rotation course was. So that's going to be sold separately. The rotation course is also going to be on there as well. So put a link to that down in the description, and it's also still going to be on SKILLEST. But the difference with it being on SKILLEST now, my courses are only going to be available to my online lesson subscribers on SKILLEST. So if you do the monthly subscription where you get unlimited lessons with me, you will also, in that price, get the courses. So with the amount of courses I'm going to make over the coming next 6 months, that's going to be a big advantage to get personal instruction with me and the courses. But if you want to just buy the courses individually, they'll be on Thinkific. So link for both of them will be down there. If you want to shallow the club, you can go do that. So how you can relate this thought out onto the golf course, because of course you can't do a drill out on the golf course. You can think of, let's say, if especially this time of year you live in a cold country like I do, you can think of the zipper on your jacket, or you can think of the polo buttons on your golf polo. You can think about them, right, I want them to get closer to the ground. I would think, so you can still get the shifting element of it, getting closer to your left leg. Zipper or buttons closer to the left leg. That's going to get the chest flexing down. Now here's the thing, a lot of you will be thinking, how do I do that without swinging over the top? No, loads of you are thinking that out there now. Well, if you have good depth at the top of the backswing, like I always talk about, have those hands roughly around ankles or around your heels, and you have that left arm around your shoulder plane there, and you sequence your downswing, ideally that is one of the most important things in a golf swing, sequence your downswing correctly, lower body, mid-torso going first. That move will not get you swinging over the top. Loads of the things with you guys out there saying this will make you swing over top, that's because your sequencing is bad. It's poor. I would say another word of what that is, but that won't be allowed on YouTube. So get that zipper pointing down, getting down on top of that left leg. That'll be doing the exact same thing, and then just athletically move through it. So guys, nice, simple thought to have to get that chest down, so then you can continue to turn through that golf ball and your path won't be going crazy, and you'll be able to get that club into the ground. To be able to compress the golf ball, you need to compress it by getting that rotation and that downward hit with irons, shaft lean. This will do it for you. So many golfers do not do this. Please get it into your golf swing if you're not doing it already. A lot of you might be doing it already, but having the knowledge of it is great anyway. So if you enjoyed the video, of course, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So do these things, get that chest down, you'll be all good.